you ready to master the waves of medical device product development? Well, wax up your surfboard because you are listening to Inspired by Amua. And here is your medical device product development expert, that Hawaiian-hearted hostess who will help you hang 10, Megan Alonso.
Komomai and aloha. You're listening to Inspired by Amua, where we help you master the waves of medical product development. Each week, we interview guests that educate, guide, and inspire to give you and your product the skills you need to hang 10. If this is your first time listening, Amua is spelled I-M-U-A, and it's a Hawaiian word. It means to advance forward with passion despite rough waves. There are plenty of those in medical product development, but keep listening because we've got you covered. So today I'm going to do something a little interesting, and I'm going to talk about something that comes up a lot. And one thing that I hear a lot is, how do I know if my medical invention idea is a good one? And I know several of you stumble upon a solution to a problem. You weren't really looking for it. And then others desperately needed a solution, so you had to create one. And then there's other scenarios too. But no matter what led to your idea, it's important to know if it's going to be a good one and if it's worth it or not. How many lives will it benefit? How many lives will it save? What's the economic impact of it all? And how will it save hospital systems or insurance companies? How will it save patients money? How large is the problem that you're solving? And then what can you make from it? So I've put together a little quiz, and before I get into that, I'm going to go over some fun things coming up soon. So networking is really important for you to bring your idea to market. No matter what stage you're in, you've definitely got to be out there networking. So I have 2 events coming up for you. If you're going to be in Minneapolis on April 13th, I'm hosting a small meetup there at the Day Block Brewery in Minneapolis. So you can find out more about that. It's at amua-services.com/events. So you can read all about it there. Then also, if you're going to be in San Diego, or if you want to be in San Diego on May 1st through the 3rd, my friend Joe Hage is having his annual 10X Medical Devices Conference there in San Diego. It's a great event, lots of fun, great content, and there's ice cream too. So you can save $30 off of your registration by using the promo code AMUA at checkout. And you can get more details and register over at medicaldeviceevents.com. Okay, so back to this quiz. Now I've put together this quiz, and it's going to help you figure out if your medical invention idea is a good one. And if you fall into any of these categories, you should take it. So if you have an idea for a medical invention, or maybe you're just in the beginning stages, and you've had this idea for a while, but you don't know what to do with it, or you're not sure what to do next, or you need funding for your project. This is all good stuff. You should definitely take this quiz. Now, I wouldn't recommend anyone take this quiz if you've started clinical trials. Maybe you're pretty far along in development. This is for someone at the beginning, or if you've raised significant amounts of funding already, or maybe you've done this already. Maybe you've brought products to market, so you know the drill. You know what to do. You know how to tell if your idea is a good one. So this quiz isn't for you. All right, so go take the quiz. You can find out the quiz. You can find it out if you go to the link amua-services.com/good idea. So I'd love for you to take that. Let me know what you think. Okay, so for some inspiration for you, we're going to talk about some great ideas. And these ideas have just been a huge help to society. And they all came about because someone had an idea and they took a chance on it. They did something with it. They ran with it. And I want to be able to add yours to this list, maybe in the next 5 years or 10 or 20 years. And I really hope so. That would be cool. Okay, so a huge piece of medical equipment that was a great idea was a CT scanner. And random trivia fact here. Now, this is disputable, so I technically don't know if this is right. But lots of Google told me that it was, that the same company that brought the CT scanner to market was also the Beatles record company. So maybe we can thank the Beatles for the CT scanner? I don't know for sure. What do you think? So CT scanners make it possible today to diagnose soft tissue injuries and anomalies, and just a way for healthcare providers to find out what's wrong before they have to do major exploratory surgery. So that's creating huge value for the medical system. Then we have devices that have led us as humans to do almost the impossible. I don't know about you, but it still amazes me that we can insert a catheter into the femoral artery into the thigh, and it goes all the way through the artery, all the way back up to the heart, where we can access the heart to do a procedure. So not only is that minimally invasive, but it's just amazing. I still get chills when I hear stuff like that. Or I had hip surgery a few years ago, and it was done via arthroscope. So they were able to access my hip joint and repair a labral tear through 3 access ports. They didn't have to fillet me open, and that's a relatively new innovation. Actually, I was fortunate enough, the doctor that I saw kind of spearheaded that because there was some arthroscopic surgery being done for shoulders, and he thought, hey, why can't I do this with hips? And so he did it. And I'm really happy that he did it. Not only did he invent his own medical product, but I had a great outcome because of it. Okay, now your idea doesn't have to be as grand as these. And actually, most of the medical inventions that are making a difference in this world are really simple. And people all over the world can access them if they're really simple. So think about how much we use Band-Aids, for instance, and that's way different than a CT scanner. But Band-Aids, even though they're simple, they do a lot of good things. They help stop bleeding, they keep debris and germs out, and they help make those annoying blisters way more comfortable. And of course, they help keep infection out. Or what about a thermometer? That's used practically every time a patient is examined. And this has evolved from the old school mercury thermometers to an electronic thermometers. And yeah, there's different points on the body that this can be used. But from mercury to electronic, from the head to the mouth or forehead, I should say, the principle remains the same. It's the same technology. That was a great idea. Here's another example of something that's simple and that we often take for granted now, but it's made a big difference, is a pregnancy test. It wasn't too long ago that women couldn't find out if they were pregnant unless they went to the doctor. And now we can just find out in the privacy of our own homes or wherever we are. So that's great. So like I had mentioned, if you think about it, simple devices allow for more access. So most of the world can use these products that are really simple. Like developing nations make up most of the population in this world. And a lot of times they don't have access to the medical technology that companies like the US does. They don't have access to CT scanners everywhere. If devices are made so that they're simple, they can be used anywhere, maybe they're low power or they're durable, they can be carried in the field on batteries, or maybe they're like paper-based diagnostics, they have the potential to have a huge impact and be a great idea as well, just as great as that huge CT scanner. Now, I'm not dogging on these complex medical devices. Of course, they make a difference too. So think about something like an LVAD, or it's a left ventricular assist device. This allows humans to live without a heart, and there may not be as many patients benefiting from this technology, but I guarantee you they are glad that they have it for sure. And last week, I was actually at a MedTech Innovator event. It was a really great event. There was some people pitching their pediatric devices, and pediatric devices, even though they're a niche market, they're definitely needed in the world, because when children end up having problems, many times there's not devices that are sized appropriately for smaller bodies. So physicians end up modifying adult versions of the device, and that's what we call off-label use. So you may have heard of this before, but you usually associate it with drugs. Like here's an example. So you're tired and you can't fall asleep, and you take some Benadryl because Benadryl makes you drowsy and it'll put you to sleep. But in reality, the FDA hasn't cleared Benadryl for a sleep aid. It's cleared for help with your allergies. This is the same thing as maybe a pacemaker. If it's been cleared for adults, it's been tested in certain patient populations, but it hasn't been tested in children. And so when the physician is placing that in a child, it's being modified, it's being off-label use. And there's always a risk. But when there's nothing else, you have to come up with a solution. So a lot of times the ideas like this can be great ideas. So I'm curious what impact your idea could have on the world. I'm curious if your idea is a good idea or not. So I really want you to take this quiz, and don't worry, no matter if your idea seems big or if it seems small, or maybe you think it will have huge impact, or maybe you think it's just going to impact a small niche of people. It matters. It matters if you're saving one life, and that's amazing. So I want you to go take the quiz. You can get it at emua-services.com/good idea. And just as a reminder, Emua is spelled IMUA. So I look forward to seeing your results. And if this doesn't seem appropriate for you, then please pass it along to someone that it does seem appropriate for. Someone that's just starting out and they are just craving information. They want to know about their idea. They're looking to validate it. All right, that's it for today. And until the next episode, Emua.
Mahalo for joining us. If you're new to riding the waves of medical device product development, or if you've been in development for a while already, Inspired by Emua is here to surf with you. Want to be a master of the waves? Text HANG10, that's HANGTEN, to 44222. We'll send you the most common wipeouts companies make in product development so you can avoid them and reach master wave status. Again, that's HANG10 to 44222. We publish a new episode every Tuesday, so catch us at inspiredbyemua.com. Emua!